Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome to episode 48 of Europa Universalis IV as Great Britain. I did mess things up a little bit in the last video with this war down here. I made a complete and utter mess of things. But hopefully we can sort all that out this time. I also took that free merchant and I've just sent him to the Caribbean, so he should go off and do that. Just need to keep my eye on what is happening here. These guys are trying to re-siege their province back. It would be nice if I could go and stop them from reinforcing. Unfortunately, I just don't have any... my heavies just aren't equipped to deal with this yet. Now, they're actually going to move in on me here. They are going to arrive on the 23rd of December. I'd like to get out. Let's go ahead and assign you a leader. You don't have any maneuver. I'm going to assign you with my Conquistador because he doesn't seem to be doing anything useful. So let's give you the Conquistador. We're also going to forced march you, and we're going to move you over here and try and get you out. You're going to get out on the 17th. You're going to arrive on the 23rd. So we will get out on time. And I'm going to turn the forced march off, try and get as many morale recovery ticks as possible. We'll group those guys together. And we're in jungle here, so if they want to come and attack us in the jungle, that would be good. I assume they're going to go down here and siege. So let us go and remove that infantry from there. We are still producing one here that's going to take quite some time. Are you going to stay there and siege, or are you going to come after me? You're going to stay there and siege. I really need to get naval superiority down here as soon as possible. Of course, we've got stuff going on down there, although France is doing most of the butt kicking, so I don't really need to concentrate too much on what's happening here. We're up to 65%. It's nowhere near as good as I'd like it to be, but we need it. So I'm going to get these guys to come down here. We need the heavies. We can't do it without them. So hopefully we'll get a few more morale ticks down here. We might even get a reinforcement or two. I guess I could also have a look at changing one of these things. We don't really need all that extra missionary strength now because we've converted Vlaanderen. We don't mind these being a little bit slower. So we could get extra discipline or extra morale. The morale could be nice because we are going to need that with our navy. Let's take the extra morale. That'll help things out quite nicely. So if he starts to come towards us, I'll consider just backing out slightly. I never zoom in enough on this. I love how much detail there are on the units, especially as I have most of the DLC that has all of the different sort of ethnic unit types and things, and I never really look at them, which is a real shame because there's a lot of work that's gone into some of them. So they may just sit there. They may not decide to come and attack me here because this basically is jungle. So they would be at a disadvantage. Oh no, they are going to come in. Okay, so they will arrive on the 7th of February. How quickly could I get out if I tried? I would get out on the 8th of February, so I'm not going to be able to get out on time. That's simple. We're not going to be able to escape them. We're not going to get another reinforcement tick. Luckily, we are in jungle. We do have a leader. It's possible we could win this fight, because now they have a river crossing and they have a terrain penalty. They did roll a 6, though. Now they've rolled a 1. It's more favourable. Now they've rolled a 0 to my 8. 1's all around, but they've got the crossing penalty. 4 to a 0. 3 to a 2. I mean, okay, I'm not factoring in the penalties. 7 to a 9. Okay, in my favour. Much better. 7 to a 3. Classic paradox rolls here. 2 to a 9. There we go. Fantastic. Now, what I would love to do is go and move my navy there to stop them from getting out, but unfortunately, can't really do that at this point in time. So I'm going to go back here and take this province. Then we'll go and take the war goal. Or we'll take the war goal back. Hopefully the ships will get down here. We'll have a new troop down here soon as well. We will produce a couple more, because I think we are still below the force limit. So we'll go ahead and get ourselves more infantry wherever we can. I will take some periodic glances over here to Europe. I'm not really getting involved in the war. I know France are. That's fine. I don't mind if France want to lose units, because if France lose units, then it just weakens France, which means that they'll have less liberty desire. So I don't think we really need to concentrate on doing an awful lot up here. As for this army that had the Conquistador with them, I'm not too sure what to do with them, because it doesn't seem like the Conquistador was working with them anymore. We'll have another look after the war, and if it doesn't work, we might just end up disbanding them and doing something else. Let's go back down here. I mean, we are technically losing the war at the moment. That's just because we lost a pretty big battle, and we don't control the war goal. But obviously we're going to get this province back. If I'd have had a leader assigned to that army on the previous fight, we'd have actually won, and I completely forgot. Well, okay, we've done that. Let's move over here. Again, it is a jungle. So if they attack us, they will get the straight crossing and the jungle penalty, the terrain penalty. So it does help us out an awful lot. But I do really want to sink their navy, because their navy being at the bottom of the sea is the best thing, really. You finished your exploration, but I think I'm going to leave you here for the time being. I don't really want you out and about while these guys are patrolling, so we'll leave that. Where is our fleet of heavies? Probably getting attritioned into next year. They are just coming around Africa. It's going to take them a little while. In fact, how long is it going to take you? We can look if we mouse over here. The 23rd of October. Still quite some way off. But I think what I'm going to do... Austria's been elected emperor. Well, that's hardly surprising. I'm going to leave these guys here to try and get as much reinforcement as possible until the heavies get around here and we can make sure that we can drive these guys off. So these guys are just going to sit here and reinforce. That is the plan. We've got plenty of manpower in the bank. That's okay. Not worried about that. See, mostly what they have here is transports, but I only have 5 heavies. They have 5 heavies and 10 lights. I guess what I could do as well, which would probably make a lot more sense, is while we're docked, if I take the heavies, not the transports, take the heavies and I can go and assign them the explorer. Because he does have some pips. He's not completely useless. He is a 3-2-2 leader. So he will help us in the naval battle. So... come on, guys. You're getting there. You're so close. And we'll merge them all up. Really was not expecting them to have this large a navy, to be honest. What have we got here? National unrest reduction. That should reduce some of that provincial unrest, actually. Most of it is in Kandy and Kote, though, which are the provinces down here. And Kandy is because it's being converted. And Kote is because it's the wrong religion. So that is completely expected. Everything else is looking not too bad. We are making some money, not a huge amount. We have a lot of military power. Let's go ahead and raise war taxes. We might as well. We can afford it. Once again, I apologise if you can hear any banging in the background. It always seems to be, whenever I decide to record, the neighbours decide it's a good time to find something to hammer on. Yep, come on you guys. You're so close to being there. I could just speed things up a little bit. Let's just have a quick gander over at Europe. Make sure France isn't getting invaded or anything like that. We were winning that war at one point. It's now turned around and we're losing. But I'm just not really getting involved. I only accepted the call to arms because I didn't want to lose the prestige. But we'll carry on and do this. We want this province, mainly because it'll complete this island and make things a little bit safer for us. But if we can grab anything over here, we certainly will. Might even be able to full vassalize them. We'll have to have a look at that. Right, your navy. My navy's close. At least it was. Nope, still getting there. France are also coming in with 6 heavies and some transports. Okay, they see, right. Military access from Tunisia. Don't see any reason not to let that happen. Maybe France are going to come in and hunt them down. That'd be cool. Don't know where they've gone. Okay, let's take these heavies here. We'll move you out there. So it'll still take a little bit of time. Right, they've actually gone and docked. That's how scared they are. They've actually gone and docked. Let's make sure that we get this army all together. We get all the heavies together in this province, well, in this sea zone. And while we have the crossing, let's go and cross. Gain some free money. Always love free money. So one group there, because then they have the leader. So we'll grab this province first. A lot of it is unseen territory, which makes it a little bit difficult. Not sure if they've got any forts in any of these. They may well not have. So what we can do here is we can just go and split off infantry. Send him there. Let's sort this out first. Another self-sustaining colony, so we'll send you there. There's only 1,000 natives. Shouldn't be too difficult to deal with. Where were we? We will push that navy out at some point as well, so we can go and destroy them with ease. We'll get another infantry, and we will send you out to this province. And we don't know where their army is. We do have to be careful. Did we stack wipe them? I can't remember whether we did or not. Either way, we do have to be careful just to make sure that their entire army doesn't just try and bundle rush us at some point. These guys aren't involved in the fight, so we can't really do an awful lot. There they are. You see, just as I was speaking about it. We get out on the 17th. They arrive on the 16th. If I stop you from moving and put forced march on, you should be able to get out on the 15th. This is Highlands, so I'm happy if they want to engage me in the Highlands. We've actually taken control of this province, which is good. Turn the forced march off because we don't need it. Can convert another province, so let's go ahead and do that. Oh, actually at 100% religious unity. How about that? France are keeping them blockaded down there, which is really nice. I'm paused, which is not helping anything. France actually not keeping them blockaded at the moment. Okay, well if they want to bring their navy out, maybe France... No, France are still moving around. They've got a couple of forts around. Doesn't look like their capital's all the way up there. We'll take as much from them as we can. We might get a fair bit of overextension here, but we'll do what we can do. They can't get across over to the war goal anyway, because of the we've got the strait currently blockaded. So let's go and group all these guys together. We are still below our force limit by quite a bit, so we will go and grab some extra infantry where we can. Let's group you guys together. Now, what is this here? This is farmlands. This is terra incognita. But when you're at war with somebody, you can walk into terra incognita, which is really nice. So we'll move into there. There's their army there. Now, they're in farmlands. I could actually... Well, we'll wait till we get to this province so we can see it, because we've already committed to the move now. We're locked in. Okay, so we're all here. Now, this is a weird place. Tiruchira something. Now then, does this have a river crossing to this place? Yes, it does. Where are your river crossings from? Not from here. So if we actually move into this province... we should be able to jump on them there. We'll cross a river if we go this way. But if we go this way, we won't cross a river. Now, we are the attacker. But at the same time, it's just farmlands and there's no river crossing. So this should be another fight that we win. And again, we roll a 4 to a 0 to start the fight. A 3 to a 7 is not so hot. A 4 to a 7 isn't either. A 6 to a 1 is much more in our favour. A 5 to a 9, again, in the AI's favour. A 4 to a 6, again, in the AI's favour. A 4 to a 9, again, AI favour. 2 to a 2, okay, evens, but they got the bonus from their general. So lots of rolls going the way of the AI, but we still managed to get the drop on them there. Ceylonese separatists, which is possibly because of the conversion. It will go away at some point. We don't have to worry too much about that. We're just going to continue to go around here. I don't want to split the army up too much, especially while they are weak. So I will keep my eye on them. Let's just have a little look over in Europe. We're still losing that war. They aren't actually coming over to me, which is fine. Liberty Desire, France still only has 26. That's okay. Yeah, Hungary has a massive army over there. I don't think they're going to come as far as Papal States. What are the Papal States up to? Papal States aren't in a war at the moment. They probably will end up in one at some point. So I guess we just carry on with our sieges in Africa. Oops, try not to clunked the microphone with my headset there, apologies. So let's see what we've got going on. There we go, another province is ours, and I think we just carry on sort of moving through, really. Actually, let's go into this province as it's one that we haven't uncovered yet. We will need to grab some forts. We do want to force their navy out. In fact, I can't see their navy. Let me just move my navy up here. Have they moved their navy out? No, their navy is still there. We could just move straight up here and just force their navy out into the water and just sink their navy. Which might be a plan, especially as they have so few forts around. Oh, right, there must be a fort close by, because this province is actually being flipped back over. Well, I'm not going to get there in time to stop it. So we need to find where that fort is. It must be in this province here. That has to be a fort, because it has to be an adjacent province to this one to be able to flip it. So we'll go and siege the fort. And then we'll consider trying to sink their navy. Obviously their capital's up there. Is that their capital? Yeah, that's their capital. So we'll be sieging that shortly. Yep, there's their fort, as expected. So we'll grab the fort first. There's their big stack there. Now, as much as I would like to... I bet you're going to go down and try and unsiege the capital. So I'm going to go ahead and put my ships down here just to stop you from crossing. And I'm going to go down and try and catch these guys. 29th of June. We arrive on the 2nd of July. I bet if I actually stopped you from moving and put forced march on, we still couldn't catch you. 1st of July. 22nd of June. Yeah, we'll turn the forced march off then so we get recovery ticks. And we'll sort of follow them down. We might end up engaging them in the highlands, which I'd prefer not to do. Just want to try and wipe their army out as much as possible, because they're fairly weak, and we get a fair bit of prestige from doing this. Again, attacking into the highlands isn't a sensible idea, but we do have much better stats than they do. They are throwing the occasional extra unit in. Speaking of the occasional extra unit, we have the occasional extra unit as well. We've got a new heir. Fantastic. Papal States declared war on somebody there, but I missed who it was. We are in several other wars, though. It probably isn't the best time to declare war on the Papal States, but it certainly won't stop me from doing it. I am also going to go ahead and train a couple more infantry down here, because why not? Would be nice if we could just chase their army down and stack wipe them. The problem is if they just go and hide behind a fort, then there isn't really an awful lot that I can do to try and take them out. Depends how far they want to go. Yeah, it won't let me travel into that province. Well, okay, we'll grab this one while we're here. And then we'll jump next door and we'll grab the fort. So, let's have a quick look at things here. Papal States, who... Ooh, zoomy, zoomy, zoomy. Papal States, who did you declare war against, you naughty, naughty boy? Genoa. Papal Conquest of Genoa. Genoa's over here somewhere, isn't it? Or am I completely forgetting stuff? That's Corsica. Genoa. Oh yeah, of course, there. So that's who you're attacking. You've got quite a big army. Of course, the French are down here. The French could beat your army. You are our rival. I would like to take Brittany. I do have an army up here. I'm going to move you guys into a moor. And then we're going to go and take Brittany. This might be biting off a little bit more than we can chew here. It might be a little bit ballsy. But we do want to try and take Brittany. And we are involved in a few too many wars, but we'll do what we can. How are these rebel uprisings going? Not too terrible. We are over our military leaders. That's fine. Got a lot of unrest here, but saw the conversions and stuff going on. Okay, this province is under our control. So you need to move in and grab the fort. I'm guessing they'll come back with their army fairly soon. I'll just keep trying to reinforce. We need to take a fort or two. This was going to start to flip back because we don't have anyone on that fort, but We couldn't walk straight into the fort from this area. So the way forts work, their zone of control. First of all, the fort has to be active. And if you move into a province that is adjacent to a fort, the only places you can move is back out the way you came in, or into the province that has the fort that has the zone of control on it. So you can't move between two adjacent provinces. Now that one's flipped back over there, so that means there's another fort up here somewhere that has a zone of control on this one. It's not this fort, because we're currently sat on it. And the fact that we're sat on it will stop it from flipping that one back. So the fact that it did flip back tells me that there's another fort up here somewhere as well. So they do actually have quite a few forts. What do we want to do here? Do we want to lose some money, or do we want someone else to oppose? We'll lose some money. There's their army coming back down here again. They keep bringing that army down every time and stopping me from being able to siege this fort. I'm going to siege the fort this time around. They can't go and unsiege the war goal because we've got them blockaded. All they can do is unsiege 3 provinces that have no forts in them. That won't take me very long to siege at all. If I actually go around and start sieging forts, it will take them an awfully lot longer to go ahead and re-siege them. Military force limit was still quite low, so I will carry on getting troops down here. I'm just going to concentrate on infantry. I don't see any point in getting cavalry or artillery because we don't lose too much of that, but let them do their unsieging. Hopefully we'll get some of these sieges pretty quickly, and then it'll make it a little bit easier for us to chase them down and hopefully stack wipe them. Not really seen any of their allies, not in terms of land forces anyway. Okay, so they have managed to take that back. They will go down and try and get these, but that's fine. We've done the conversion. Brilliant. We now have 100% religious unity. Might find at the end of the month that that still hasn't dropped completely yet. Still is a little bit of unrest down here. And yeah, as expected, they're just going to go around and unsiege. But that's fine. We can handle that. We don't mind that at all. I'm going to keep the heavies here because that is stopping them from being able to cross the strait. In fact, what I could do is I could literally just break off a single ship. We'll put one that's at 100% health. Break off a single ship, and we could move the rest over here because that single ship is still enough to blockade the strait. So we're at 7% on the siege, but we are over the 20-minute mark, so we will have to continue in another video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying EU4 as Great Britain, and I'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye for now.